Hello and welcome to our first episode of Ultraviolet Grasslands in the Black City. This is a quarterly on the open hearth, and we'll see how it goes. um, let's go around and do introductions first. Then we'll talk a little bit about the game and go over safety stuff and make some characters. I'll start. I'm Mark, he and them. I'll be our, I think they call it the top cat in in the system. I'll be the GM. And yeah, I've had this book for a while and wanted to play it for a long time, and no one wanted to run it, so I'm running it, and I'm excited to do it with y'all. We'll just go around. Billy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, Billy, he, him, they. Um, I do a lot of role-playing game playing, some personal running for a group here in the Pacific Northwest. Um, I think I recently had like a tiny little piece of writing come out in Sprigs and Kindling, something for the between. And yeah, I've known about this for a while. Didn't know it was mostly setting, and that is pretty awesome. So I'm really excited.
Awesome, thanks. Gwen?
Hi, I'm Gwen. She, her. I don't know. I've been in gaming since the early 80s with the Red Box. I started, played all the trad games and past 5 or 10 years. I've been getting into more of the indie story, weirdo, and not lately OSR, NSR stuff. I'm in the tangentially in the tabletop gaming industry. I've published a few books. One was famous, I guess. Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race in 5e, got attention in 2020. Um, I've, done stuff for like MCDM, Critical Role, uh, WebDM, Cold Press, a few things like mostly D&D stuff. But I want to start writing in more of these spaces that I've been playing in because I've been with the Gauntlet for a year or two before the pandemic, and then recently Open Hearth. And I've really loved the games and the community here. It's been great. So I want to kind of start contributing more than just as a player to these games, to these communities. Maybe I'll start running something. Maybe I'll start writing something. I don't know. We shall see.
Awesome,
Happy to
thank
be
you.
here.
Cool, Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe, he, him. Not nearly as interesting as that. Um, the UVG has a special place in my heart because it's the thing that got me back into gaming after about a 25-year hiatus. It was the first thing I bought after that, and it coupled with joining the Gauntlet at the time. So this is like a synergy of things for me. Yeah, just Joe living in the flyover states. So
Cool, thank you.
I don't have all the snow that Gwen has though. I just have the cold. So
Awesome. And Mike.
Hey folks, I'm Mike, he, him. Yeah, I've been playing tabletop games for a long time. I also started in the early '80s with the Tom Moldvay edition of the Red Box. Played a lot of D&D, like basic and then advanced Dungeons and Dragons in the '80s. Played a lot of GURPS and Call of Cthulhu in the '90s. Um, Dabbled in Amber Diceless role playing for a little while in the like late '90s. Then when third edition D&D came around, I kind of jumped right into that and played a lot of D&D third edition. It's most of what I played in the early in through the aughts. It's a lot of D&D third edition. Still played a little, did a little Champions in there. Did a little, did a little more Call of Cthulhu. Um, Played fourth edition when that came out in like 2008, 7, 9, something like that. I really liked fourth edition, but my group didn't. So we switched to Pathfinder, and oh my God, did I get into Pathfinder for many years, until I felt like I was kind of got buried by the weight of the rules, both physically and metaphorically, because I like literally owned every hard copy that they had. And like the entire Adventure Path series. And yeah, I got really into Pathfinder. Um, until it turtled in, I was kind of the forever GM until like it just completely burned me out in 2015, and I like walked away from Pathfinder. Had to like end a game like right in the middle of the campaign. Like, guys, I can't do this anymore. Because I was the kind of person that would do like 6 hours of prep for a 4-hour game. Kind of was floating around for a couple of months, and then a friend of a friend invited me to play this like little hippie indie game called Dungeon World, and it opened my brain to an entirely different way of doing of playing games. In fact, I was attempting to use. I kind of like independently invented a lot of narrative focused game techniques on my own, even though the rules were fighting me. And then once I discovered Powered by the Apocalypse and Fate and Gumshoe and other story games, I realized, oh, there are games out there that actually support the way I like to play this. What have I been doing for the past 25 years? I found the Gauntlet not long thereafter. Was playing pretty actively with the Gauntlet in I think I joined in 2018. Played with the Gauntlet 2018, 2019. Was pretty active for a while. I was running a lot of games with the Gauntlet. Then I got into a couple of other online groups, so I was still playing with the Gauntlet / and then with the transition to Open Hearth, but my involvement has like ratcheted down a couple of notches because I also play and run games with like the Happy Jacks RPG Network and Magpie Games and a couple of private discords that have people from kind of all over. So yeah, as for Ultraviolet Grasslands, I first learned of the Ultraviolet Grasslands on an episode of Fear of a Black Dragon on the old Gauntlet, way back in like it was like the pre-release version, way back in like 2017, 2018, something like that. So I grabbed the free PDF quick start and loved it. I went so far as to write a little PBTA hack because I wasn't really into OSR at the time, but I wrote a little PBTA hack that was sort of based on Jeremy Strandberg's Homebrew World to run. I called it Ultraviolet World. It was kind of okay. Back the Kickstarter, got the first edition. Back the second Kickstarter, got the second edition. Sold my first edition copy to a friend, and here we are. So I've run UVG in Homebrew World, and then I played in I think a 12-session series with Open Hearth. I don't know, about a year ago. We were using, instead of using the CCAT, we were using the OSR game Black Sword Hack, which is sort of like the sword and sorcery drift of the Black Hack. And that was a whole lot of fun. That group broke up just because people's schedules changed and we couldn't, as happen. We're all gamers. We all know that happens. So yeah, I've played with Mark off and on a bit over the years. Most recently at PAX Unplugged, which was super fun. And when you posted this, I was like, oh my God, I've got to play some UVG. I have never actually played this with the CCAT or Uranium Butterflies or whatever they're calling it, the internal OSR rules. So I'm really looking forward to actually giving this a try.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we're going to be using I think it's called SDM Synthetic Dream Machine now. But yeah, that's all the CCAT stuff. Yeah, I'm of a similar vintage. I think my first one was Holmes Edition, the blue book. And yeah, like my path has followed about that, that same tempo. Cool. In the process of like getting this together and like doing research and stuff, I think I actually grabbed Homebrew World or the Ultraviolet World, and so I have a PDF somewhere. I'll read it eventually. Cool. Thank you all. So I don't have a formal cats for this, but the general idea, I think you all are pretty familiar with it by now. It's this psychedelic caravan ride through the ultraviolet lands, the grasslands here, going to the Black City, leaving civilization, all sorts of crazy stuff on the way. So yeah, we will be using the CCATS based whatever it is. I have not run that yet. It looks pretty simple, so it doesn't have a lot of like narrative focus or story focus. So I think there's going to be plenty there to like ride those mechanics off. And yeah, the tone is going to be, we're going to figure it out as we go along. The game itself is incredibly weird and psychedelic. So I think I was saying earlier, I'm interested to see where we find that line between like actual playable game and like just a surreal dreamscape of horrors and beauty. Yeah, cool. And so to sort of make sure we're hitting that right tone. Like in all open hearth games, we're going to be using safety tools, following the open hearth code of conduct. My games always use lines and veils, X card or script change, and open door. Lines and veils. If everyone has the character keeper open, there's a safety tab, the second tab there. Some are filled out already. Lines and veils are things that we're going to use to moderate the content in the game. Lines are things that will not exist in the world at all. So we have harm to children, homophobia, partner violence. Those are just not things that exist in the world at all. We will never see them or hear about them. Veils are things that might exist in the world, but we're never going to see them on screen. We don't have we have so sexual content. People in the grasslands have sex. We're not going to see that on screen, but we will acknowledge the existence of sex. And we have torture as a veil as well now too. So go ahead and start filling those out as we go along. I'll check in when we're done here. This is a living document, so we can update this as we go along or change things. We'll always change it to the more restrictive side. If we discover stuff that comes up, we can add new things and update it as we go along. If things come up that aren't on the lines and veils sheet, we can always use X card or script change. Basically, if content comes up that we don't want included in our game, we can exit out, just say stop or back up, and we will replace that content. I'm never going to ask why it's replaced. I might ask for details so we can more clearly make sure that we're getting rid of the right thing. And it can be anything from genuine drama to like this NPC has the same name as my friend and I don't want to fight them or whatever. So anything's on board there. And open door policy. Players are always more important than the games. So if you ever need to step away for a few minutes to get some food, buy a break, answer a phone, take a breath, whatever you need, great, no worries. We'll be doing breaks on the hour-ish. But yeah, anytime you need to step away, if you can let us know in chat or something, great. If not, we'll assume that you're coming back. If you don't come back, we'll give you a few minutes, and if we have to go on, we'll go on, and I'll check in later on. Awesome. Is all that good for folks? Cool. Sweet. Does anyone need to check any more things on the lines and veils list? Everyone good there? Cool. So currently we have lines on harm to children, homophobia, transphobia, intimate partner violence, racism, sexism, sexual assault and violence. Good. We have veils on sexual content, slavery, and torture. And we have ask first on dental horror, kink, BDSM, mind control, PC betrayal, and suicide. So those things we will check in before that content is introduced. And interest in religion and cults. Great.
I do want to raise one point because I've read the book. So I'm not cool with slavery in game. I'm just going to hang a lantern on the fact that canonically it exists in the setting. I would prefer that we not engage with that.
Yes, fantastic. Likewise. Awesome. Cool. So that is all the safety and whatever stuff. Let's go on to making characters. So the characters are called heroes in this game. There's a heroes tab in the keeper. If you want to go ahead and pick a column, top of each column, put your player name so we can know who they're, and I'll walk us through. our character generation. Do y'all have access to the PDF that I sent out? The what is it called? The Fastlands guidebook. We're going to go through the character generation that's in that. And if you don't have it in front of you, I can just talk through it. I actually wrote down what we have to do. Cats and safety tools done. Create characters. Cool. So this is based on the CCAT system from the first edition. It looks like it's a little updated and streamlined a little bit. I'm happy using this for what is should be pretty unobtrusive. Take a look. Let me bring up the character sheet here. Get them all in the right order. Great. And Billy Joe. Get these PDFs in the right place. There we go. Cool. So the first thing we're going to do is do abilities. There's 6 abilities. There is the active abilities, charisma and strength, dynamic abilities, thought and agility, and static abilities, aura and endurance. They all pretty much do what they say. Aura is like your mental stability. Endurance is your physical stability. Charisma is closer to like luck almost in this one, not like necessarily D&D charisma. It's more like Greek charisma. Strength is strength. Thought is mental acuity, and agility is your physical, getting around. So there are 2 ways to assign ability scores. You can either assign 7 points to those. I think they cap out at 5. Or if you're feeling lucky, there's a D100 table we can roll on and get a stat array from that. That might be higher or lower than 7 points. So if someone would like to, if anyone wants to do the roll, let me know. Otherwise, the 6 stats are lines 20 to 25 there on the character sheet. And you can go ahead and do 7 points there.
I'm gambling. I'm going to roll.
All right. Let me actually post a screenshot of the page so I don't have to read off all of them. Here we go.
And there's a dice roller in there somewhere I thought I saw.
Yeah, I linked the dice roller on the info page.
All right.
Cool.
I think I might want to roll too. It's just more exciting.
Yeah. Cool.
And are we doing them in order or rolling then assign or?
So the way that they give 1 or 2 of the stats that have like agility 3 or endurance 5, and then points that you can assign to the other ones. So if I roll a 41, charisma is going to be 3, and then I have a 22000 to assign to the other ones. And those
I see. This is different than what was in the book, rolling individually for each one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still in. Okay.
And yeah, we're all grown-ups. I trust y'all. So roll and assign as you will.
I see. So just a single roll and then in for a penny, in for a pound.
Uh-huh.
I'm still in.
Yeah, I think the actual arrays go from like 6 to more. 10, I think. So yeah, could come out good, could come out less.
All right. After seeing the table you just shared, I'm definitely going to roll.
Oh boy.
So am I understanding?
Strong.
Am I understanding Joe just rolled a 78? I think that was you, right, Joe?
Yep, that was me.
And so according to this table, that means your scores are 520000.
78. So aura is going to be 5, and then you'll put 2 in one other ability and 0s across the board for the other ones.
Okay.
Okay. Now I understand. Now I understand the table.
Yeah, the table's not super clear.
So that's interesting.
I just
You're
jumped
like,
right in and started doing, and so now that I understand.
All good.
when you do a point assignment, you can only go as high as 3 in any one thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to be really good at something, the only way to do it is to roll high.
Biscuit for a biscuit.
I got myself a 94.
Ooh, dang. Mercurial.
5, 2, 1.
Well, it's pretty
Oh.
easy when you only have to assign two numbers,
I know.
or really hard. Well, really, only I'm assigning one number. So, hmm.
Okay, I will join the bandwagon and roll as well. Let's see what we
Oh yeah,
get.
I'm gonna 66
66.
or a 4, 2, 1. All right, my turn. I'm gonna roll like a 0, 1. Here we go. 77.
Nice.
I am
Ooh.
seductive. Okay. I mean,
Nice.
can't argue with that.
5. Dang. All right.
Charisma 5. Whoa.
Yeah. I'll be your face today. Okay. Cool.
Cool. After we've got those in, I'll paste another table for you. This is the background. So everyone's going to get 3 traits. Everyone's a level 1 character. So level 1 characters get 3 traits. The first trait, and traits are like not general, but specific things that can be interpreted broadly to give you bonuses on rolls. So here's our initial background generator. We're going to roll a d40 for this. So however you want to, or several d40s, and then kind of like mix and match. If something jumps out at you that looks cool, go ahead and grab that. And so, I could be a rust golem herder or saffron therapist singer, and that would be your first trait.
What pages are these on?
This is on page 15. I just pasted the table into chat as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, background. Oh, there they are.
This lets
Traditional
you
background.
kind of get a bonus to a roll if what you're doing can somehow be worked into this background, and they are as wild as the setting is. So, and interpret as you will. And one of the interesting things here is there's like a traits inventory. So I think it's thought, right? Yeah. So everyone can have 7 traits plus whatever their thought is. And then after, you can still get more, but they go onto your burdens, which inhibit your rolls. And same thing with items. You have items plus strength, I think. And then they go on burdens after that.
One thing I love about some of these tables is they have weird dice. Like this is a D40 table.
Yeah, why not?
You think you'd be playing DCC or something?
Yeah.
All the weird dice.
Yeah, I'll pull out my D24, which I've got a set of those. They're
D7.
weird. The D7, that's the weirdest.
Yeah, my tale of that is I joined a table at Origins several years ago because I'd never played DCC, and they were just so frustrated with me because they're like, I was like, well, I don't like the D16 and or the D14, and I was always grabbing the D12, and I'm like, if like seriously, no human being can tell the difference between those on the table. I'm just sorry, and they were so frustrated with me.
Goodman Games sells this little dice tray thing that has like a receptacle for each of the weird dice. So you take it off of there, you roll it, and then you put it back.
Clever.
That's needed because I can tell you that I ended up at a table with 3 people who knew each other, and they should not have said beginners welcome because they were not welcome. So, all right. I want to roll on this. How am I rolling a D40 with this roller here?
I would recommend do a D4 and a D20.
Nice.
So if you roll it, if the 4 comes up a 1 or a 2, you just look at the D20. If the 4 comes up a 3 or 4, roll a D20 plus 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. I did the D4 thinking that was the 10s, and then I did a D10 for the 1s.
Also a good one. Yeah.
That also works.
If you roll a 4, I just had it like roll over or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That would give me. Okay.
Either
Is
way.
body horror on anyone's? That wasn't on the lines and veils, was it?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're good for body horror.
because I rolled biomechanic, modify living organisms, or I guess depending on how I run that, I could also mean that means gun runner. I don't know.
All right, Mike, run that. Mike, run that by me again. I rolled
Oh,
the D4 and
roll,
then
roll a d4 and then roll a d20,
okay,
and you can do them both in the same line if you want.
okay,
There you go. Okay, so 4, that was high, so you got the 16 on the d20, so add 20 to that, so that'd be a 36.
36. Perfect. Time lost. Leisure maximizer.
Is this? Yeah. Okay.
So I know that this is my min-maxing old trad game brain, but like eventually I'm going to choose my path, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so like I have this 2 to assign to a trait, but I mean like wouldn't I want to assign it to a trait relevant to my path?
Yeah, you can hang on to it. That's cool.
So I can just hang on and chill.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in the character generator on page here, it says add, it says, so the traditional backgrounds, it says add noted in a trait inventory slot along with its modifier +3. So I just type that in and
So on the character keeper for traits and skills, there's a drop down on the right hand side, and that lets you select the skilled, expert, or master, and those are +3, +6, and +9.
okay. Gotcha.
And so, like when you level up, you can add a new skill or change a skill from skilled to expert.
This is so in the I don't know. I'm on page 15 in the book that you linked,
Mhm.
and it is not the same as the picture.
Oh, it might be. I think I have like a point update to that file. Um,
Okay.
if your page is different, go ahead and use that. Whichever, like
Okay.
Oh,
these are broad and cool. So
Yeah. I was gonna
whichever
say,
one works for you is
does
good.
anybody mind that I spotted one I like? I'm usually all good about rolling, but I kind of like this.
I often roll like two. I for a table like this, I'll usually like roll 3 times for each column and pick the one I like best.
Mhm.
hmm.
Yeah, or I'll,
'Cause
like
I'd
I'll
like
roll and be like, oh, the one right next to that one looks cool. I'm gonna take
Oh,
that
yeah.
works
Yeah, that's
too.
pretty much exactly what I
That works
did.
too.
that.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start over. I was looking at the one in the book, which is not as cool as this one at all. Okay. My flavor is
Oh, a Felcher is like a forger. Interesting.
oh, what? Oh, Falscher. Yeah.
Making false things. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, falsch is fake and false in German, so I guess that makes sense. So you're a faker.
So based on this table, time lost leisure maximizer is the background.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And you can
I'm
mix and match
sticking
if you
with
want to. You don't have to go straight across either.
I'm sticking with that.
I love Greenland content promoter. That's
I just was looking at that. Like, what?
yeah. It's this is the weird like twisted adjacent dimension like Wizard of Oz thing too. Like there's the Emerald City and the Orange Landers are all
Oh
halfling.
my God. These are amazing. Pirate middle manager.
Yeah, and it's changed a lot because
Yeah,
like I said, I support his Patreon and he's dripped out
this
like
stuff.
small like setting things for each. So like the Emerald City or is the Greenland is like at first early iterations it was more like they talked about like the banker gods and stuff, so it felt, but it's shifted a bit from that. The Redland are all like vintner wine vampire type vibes, and yeah, it's pretty his, I mean, the combo of that stuff is pretty amazing. Is there a spot for your background on the keeper?
I don't think there's a specific spot for the full background. If you want to put it in, there's notes down like line 100 or so.
That will work.
Yeah, yeah, and about the setting. So like you said, like the setting has like is always changing and evolving, like on the official side, but it is all anti canon, so like nothing is really super set down. There's so much of it. I'm not going to study the history of the grasslands and the rainbow lands to make sure everything's right. So if we come up with stuff in play that contradicts stuff it's in written materials, whatever happens in play is the stuff that happens. So don't worry about getting what exactly is a blue lander like, or what exactly is this kind of thing like. We're making it up as we go along. So, zero stress.
So is our line of stuff we roll, is that going in our traits and skills?
So I think the way I'm reading it is that like the roll one, roll two is kind of the trait, and then you can kind of figure out what that means. So if I rolled a necromancer soldier, like I would put necromancer soldier as my
as one trait.
Yeah,
got it. And then you sell the GM on why you should get a bonus.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, players and the referee can use dialogue and common sense to figure out if a trait could apply in a new or unexpected situation.
I am a metropolitan advertising engineer. With very high aura, high charisma. So yeah, I'm thinking it might be some kind of like advertising mage or something like that. Like some kind of something like an enchanter.
Nice.
You will buy this product.
Are they in the shield versus the
sign on the dotted line. Don't pay attention to the fine print.
Yeah, in the book here it says hallucinator, travel in your dreams, talk to spirits and chairs. So
yeah,
I kind of dug that a little bit.
I mean, right near the beginning there is a prominent chair, so that's
the perfect character. I'm min-maxing without even knowing it.
Narco-engineer. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I like that a lot. That was kind of my play into the hallucinator thing.
Nice. How are folks feeling about their background? Metropolitan advertising engineer. Great.
Okay, and my task is to I like this one. Interface with disembodied minds.
So after we get that one down in our traits and skills, the second trait or skill you'll be putting in is path trait. And this is straightforward. This is wizard, traveler, or fighter. Wizard, you call yourself a magus, maker, or mechanic. You're skilled at casting spells or using old tech powers, or maybe just reading computer manuals. Path of the traveler is a merchant focused on overland voyaging. You're skilled at managing a caravan, navigating with maps and stars and waypoints, concealing camps, finding water and food, and so on. And you get a dagger and a rifle. And Path of the Fighter is a caravan guard, warden, warrior, or weapon master. And this one actually gives you a bonus to defense and attack as well. So for your second trait or skill, pick wizard, traveler, or fighter. And these are not classes. There's more traits in each path, but anyone can choose any trait from anywhere they want. So you're not locked in even a little bit.
And that will just go on the second trait
Yeah, in the second
spot.
slot.
Perfect.
And again, like this is not tournament rules. So if we start off and you choose something and you decide that it sucks, we'll swap it out if there's something you want better. This is not a destructive choice. And then the third trait is you can make something up. You can choose if you're looking in the book. I have page 16 and 17. Yours might be different. You can pick one of the other path traits. There's a lot of cool stuff. Later on in the book, there's like a ton of other paths. Managers, skeletons, blue landers, tourists, golem, holy fool, barbarian, all sorts of stuff. So you can pick something from there. You also get new skills when you level up, so there's no stress in picking the perfect thing right now. Or you can just make something up that sounds cool. It's going to be inventing a new trait. It says discuss with the rest of the table. Is it fun and evocative to roleplay? Can you describe it with a short, memorable title? Does it enhance rather than overshadow other characters? And is it versatile enough for various situations? So it says to aim for vivid, specific concepts like anointed gladiator or desire detective over like wizard thief fighter. And there's a fun table of trait seeds. I'm just going to drop in there. You don't need to necessarily roll or anything, but there's a lot of fun sparks for that.
Well, you said holy fool, and my interest was piqued.
Yeah, Holy Fool
so
has a
I've
whole like set of there's there's 6 Holy Fool traits.
I see one called Holy Diver,
Yeah.
and that is mine. I don't care what it says, to be
That's
completely honest with you.
amazing. Wow. Okay.
Got the Dio song going through my head now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, I
You
listened to
can
that just
read
yesterday.
the portals. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can spend one life to read where a portal leads.
That's super cool.
So, Mark, I was reading the other. I was reading the other thing. So we do the path trait,
Mhm.
and that's from the PDF that you sent.
Yes. Yeah. And that's just Wizard Traveler Fighter.
Okay.
WTF.
So that got it.
And then under each of those, there's 6 traits there. You're not locked into having to pick traits from those later on. Anyone can pick any of those whenever they want. They're just kind of like categorized in buckets.
So tell me if I've got this making any sense. I chose, because I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
So I chose a background. I kind of rolled and also took what I liked a little bit. And so I'm a vampire bio-barista,
Nice.
like one is. And, that means I have a skill. I'm skilled in body horror techno magic.
Mhm.
I guess I do body horror with coffee, which if you've ever drunk at Starbucks, you know what that's like. And I chose Traveler, and I chose the Traveler trait Pleasant.
Okay.
So I small talk with you while I
Nice.
commit vampiric techno horror on your
Oh,
body.
cool. Yeah. So for either body horror techno magic or vampire bio barista would be your skill.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough call. They're both good.
For all of them, you can just pick skilled for.
Okay. I'm gonna just go with vampire bio barista. That's more fun than body horror techno magic is cool, but I don't know. Bio vampire barista sounds more interesting.
And if you don't want to pick a third skill, you can also bump up skilled to expert.
Yes. And then so the third so I'd have the traveler isn't a skill. It just where do I list that on my
Traveler is the trait. Yeah.
okay, and do it so that I can say skilled, but do I choose one of the ones under it? Like
That would be extra ones. So traveler is the trait that lets you would add a bonus
okay,
for
gotcha.
navigating
Oh,
or like looking for food or water or all that stuff.
oh, okay, now I understand. I was thinking I needed to choose one of the okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
those are
That
all things that you
clarified
can
it. That's what
choose
I was
later
confused
on.
about.
Yeah, it again took a little bit of reading and rereading to figure all this out.
This is this is like yeah, I made something. This is great. There's a named holy fool named Kodo Kodo. It says the soul of a cat trapped in the body of a bear that looks like a human.
Oh my God. I don't I
Get the items. Let's see. So after we get our traits, that's cool.
okay.
We'll get
Three.
equipment. Everyone starts off with 100 starting cash. So there should be a spot in there for cash. There. Cash, yep. Line 58, 59 cash. Everyone starts off with 100 cash. Everyone starts off with what a background kit. And basically that is a quantum backpack that you can pull 10 items out of. That'll take up one slot in your inventory. So if you're uh, if you're a traveler, you can pull out a tent or uh, I don't know, whatever travelers would have. If you're a wizard, you can pull out magic stuff. If you're a warrior, you can pull out weapons and armor and stuff. Um, so that takes up one slot. And you can also have one strange item. And there is a roll table here.
Oh hell yeah, I love tables.
Yeah, there's a lot of tables. It's great. I love it. Let me paste that here. Again,
Is
this
this the D50?
yeah, this is the D50.
Okay, just making sure I'm on the same page.
It might be different than the one in your version, but roll or yeah, roll for one of these cool things. That go through. There we go.
So I am a metropolitan advertising engineer. My path is wizard, and my trait is mind palace.
Fantastic. Is that a
Nice.
specific thing or is
I
that
can memorize additional powers with no cost to inventory.
nice?
And Mark,
It also tells me I need to draw my mind balance on the back of my character sheet. I'll just need to think about that.
Oh, that's probably where you list off the things that you're memorizing as well. Joe, did you have a question?
yeah, I would say you said you were okay if we took one of the backgrounds off that list in the PDF too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely more interested in having it be interesting and fun for you than following rules. Exactly.
So I do apologize. Could you explain the gear
Yeah,
moment again
yeah.
here
Yeah.
with the
So
items?
everyone's going to have start off with two pieces of equipment. The first
Mhm.
one is going to be your kit. So uh, for your path. So you'll either have a wizard kit, a traveler kit, or a fighter kit, and those are bags of stuff that you can pull things out as you need them. So you don't have to list off, I have torches and ropes and water or whatever. You can say, oh, we're going into a cave. I'm going to pull a lantern out of my traveler kit, or
Mhm.
my sword broke. I'm going to pull out a sweet mace out of my warrior kit.
Cool. And the second one is on the table, the D50 table
Yeah,
for the
then there's a
strange
D50 for
item.
your strange item.
Yay. Okay.
And the kit is a sack, and it has 10 items in it. So we can kind of like, we'll figure out how to tick those off as we use them. It says the items are in a quantum superposition until you define them in play.
Here for it. Oh, Schrodinger's Traveler's Kit. All right, let's see here. D20, 50. I guess I'll just do percentile divided by 2. That is 17 or 18. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm a vampire barista. I need a stainless steel thermos of blood wine.
Of course.
That's a no-brainer.
So when it's written. Four brassy cogs from a soul mill.
One on percentile dice. I have one black metals vertebra.
I think that's one of my favorite things on that list. There's also the gray cube that weighs five times more than lead.
I'm glad it did not roll the sentient donkey. It claims its green bat is magic.
I just rolled that.
Oh, you did? That's
Yes,
awesome.
I did.
Hey, free donkey.
Free donkey. You don't get those every day. You know, they're hard to come by.
And they can carry stuff for you too.
Carry stuff. Love a donkey with a hat.
It's sentient too. So that's going to be good. I'm sure he'll have a lot to tell me in my dream state, drug-induced dream state I go into that I see him in all the time.
He can talk, but he is sentient.
He's sentient, but I mean, I think I'm talking to him when I'm like messed up out of my head.
Great. After we get the items, let's go over the additional bits and pieces here. Everyone's going to start at level 1. Levels go from 1 to 9. There's an XP chart that gives those. Everyone starts off with 8 life at level 1. The character has a lot of that calculated off of experience. So ideally, you should just be able to add experience, and it'll increase your level and max life as we go. Everyone starts off with 1 hero die. Hero die. Where are they listed? Are they listed anywhere in the sheet?
They're right below the 6 stats, it looks like. On the keeper, at least.
Hero dice 1. Hero dice are 6-sided dice. You can store up to 1 per level. You can use it, roll it to either adjust any roll by the amount that you roll or regain life. They come back once per session, once every couple hours of play, or when you do cool stuff. They're little bonus dice. So right now, everyone's first level, you can hold 1 hero die. Everyone starts with 300 XP, level 1. There are a bunch of saves. Yeah, here we go. So there's mouse overs on a lot of the abilities. And these are the sort of skills and saves that you're going to have. Basic save is just a 13 straight up. And you might add a bonus if an ability applies or trait applies. Attacks are going to be, these are all going to be D20 rolls. So it's going to be D20 plus strength plus skill. Ranged is plus agility, using old tech, which is like, old equipment that you find. Is going to be using thought. And if you run across any fantascience items, that's going to be with charisma because luck. And weapons all have damage associated with them. Defense is similar. It's going to be 7 plus your agility, plus if you have any bonuses from classes or traits or anything, plus your armor. Um, your thought and strength increase the number of traits and items you can have. If you can carry more than those, but then you put them in your burdens slot. Burdens take one away from rolls for everyone that you have. You can also have pets and sidekicks and some powers and spells, implants, stuff like that. I'll take up slots. Some you can level up like yourself. So you can, if you have a donkey or a sidekick or what do they call? There's hallmarks. You can decide like an item or a weapon is a hallmark, and you can level that up as well. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Go back over that. Yeah. And then the last thing is why are we adventuring here at all? A normal person would not want to go into the grasslands because it is a bad and dangerous place. So there's one final D50 table. I'll copy and paste here. And you can roll or choose something that looks cool to you there. If you want to record that somewhere, you can put it in notes or anywhere that looks good.
Dream and quest to destroy a magic ring. Really, Mr. Frodo?
Mom always said to not accept portal keys from post-mortal messengers, but I did not listen.
Oh no. And then after you get your purpose, I'm going to drop a table of names for inspiration. These are not binding by any means, but they are common names of different kinds of people in the Rainbow Lands and Grasslands.
Found a clue to ab mortality. I love how Regic just makes up words.
And he's so good at it.
I know. They like, oh yeah, of course that's what that is.
I make up words and they're dumb.
And English is not his first language.
Yeah, exactly.
He's I believe he's Serbian
And lives in Korea.
and lives in Korea.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry if you said it. Is there a spot for our our little drive thing, or is it just a note?
It's just the notes, yeah.
Yes. Oh, this is perfect. Why am I venturing out into the ultraviolet grasslands? I was ordered to by an ominous disembodied voice.
Once again, that's what I rolled.
Really? I also
Yeah.
rolled that.
We can either, or I can change. You
I,
can.
I I can change.
Or it could
Okay.
be the same voice.
Yeah. I
Or
exactly. Yeah.
different voices.
Or my voice is just not an actual thing, and I just imagined it.
Ooh, this actually works better with my this works better with my background of being an advertising engineer. I was sent by a grim corporation.
Mm.
Yes, the spin that I rolled, I have no idea what it means. We'll figure it out. We'll play to find out. Keep the cog flour turding.
Ooh.
No idea what that means. It sounds cool though.
My spin is schmoozer socialite spy. Say that 5 times fast.
Now, just to reiterate, with SDM, the core die mechanic is roll a d20, add your add your modifiers, and you're trying to
Get a target number.
hit. Yeah, you're trying to hit or exceed a target number. Okay. So in other words, this is a roll high system.
Yes, this is a roll high system.
Last time I played, when we were using Black Sword Hack, we were kind of like jamming two things together because Black Sword Hack is a roll under system.
Right, right.
So when we were doing stuff, we wanted to roll low, but when we were rolling on tables from the UVG, we wanted to roll high. So it got a little confusing.
Yeah, I think an average target number is like 11 or 13 here. So
Okay, so our equipment was just we roll on the special item, and we have
your kit.
our kit.
Yeah. And as you pull out items out of your kit, you'll be adding them to your equipment list there. So if you completely emptied out your kit immediately, you would be overburdened.
Got it. So how many? And we can take 10 items out.
Yes, yeah, and we'll just like keep track of those.
Got it.
Our
So
time.
I'm calling my kit my techno resilience satchel.
Fantastic.
10 charges. And I think the way I'm going to do, because normally when I play with like games with quantum equipment, it's like you've been carrying this thing around the whole time.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, I need a thing.
And then names go on line 13, and that should automatically fill the little sidebar thing as well. And when everyone has a name, we'll do introductions.
Feel like my time lost traveling coffee maker's name is Chaz. His only point in life is to have fun and make coffee. So maybe he's searching for the perfect cup of coffee.
Enjoy the fruits of civilization.
Oh, how interesting, because I'm a barista, so you make it, I'll serve it.
Mm.
Maybe I should change. Maybe it's something a little different. I don't know.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
who knows what we could, who knows what beans we might find in the Fetid last lands. So
Cool. Looks like everyone has names. Going through the checklist in the book, everyone should have 6 ability scores ranging from 0 to 5, a background trait, a path trait, and a third trait, a strange item in your kit, and 100 in currency, 300 XP in a level, 8 life, a hero die. I'll
I've
just
got
say,
300 XP. Let me do that.
yeah, and everyone should start off with that up top there.
Okay.
One adventuring for going, one reason for going adventuring, and your name. Cool. Let's just go in character keeper order and do some introductions. Let's start off with Sirena.
Hi, Sirena is a vampire bio-barista. She travels. Now let me give a better introduction to this. So, Sirena makes coffee. She also drinks blood. She'll drink your blood in exchange for coffee. Her coffee, however, is infused with her blood, so it does strange things to people that drink it. She uses coffee to practice her body horror techno magic, and she travels from place to place, setting up little pop-up cafes. So she's a bit of a traveler with some business expertise, I guess you'd say. She's always got her stainless steel thermos of blood wine, which she uses to, flavor her beverages. But really, she's out here because she's trying to escape a dark fate. Furies are seeking her out to get wreak vengeance upon her for maybe modifying several people to death with her earlier brews. That's Serena.
Awesome. Is it Yilis?
I was thinking it's just Illis
Yilis? Great.
or Loco, just usually called O because got a lot of O's in his last name. Um, anyway, he is a narco-engineer wizard, or he calls himself a wizard at least. Very practiced in the art of believing he actually does things in his dreams. Um, he does travel with a sentient donkey who has a greenish plastic hat, as donkeys do. The donkey's name is TBD, like that is its name. Um, and yeah, he spends a lot of time, excuse me, talking to things like his donkey, and other things that pretty much never ever talk back to him. He is on this mission with everybody because uh, a voice that nobody else heard told him he's got to go do something. And, he spends a lot of time being spoken to by things nobody else can see. So he just figured he would go along with it.
Awesome. Chaz is up next.
Oh, so we have Chaz, who's a time lost leisure maximizer. So time lost, Chaz just likes to have a good time. Chaz was working at a Starbucks when a post-mortal messenger gave him a portal key, which brought him to the last lands. His task is to enjoy the fruits of civilization. So he's the one who's one of these things is not like the other. He's not from around here. So
Is the Starbucks in Kansas?
not he's not in Canada, not anymore.
Awesome. And our last one is hidden by the chat window. Phaedred.
Yes. Hi, yeah. Like Phaedred Outani. Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Yeah. So, we've got a great presentation for you. So, and like pulls out a little, yeah, pulls out a little thing, like presses a button, and like a like holographic projection like appears in the air, and he starts basically going through a sales pitch. So Phaedred is a Phaedred is an advertising engineer. He's here to sell stuff. He's here to well, he doesn't have the stuff to sell. He's selling other people's stuff. Particularly, he's trying to sell them to the disembodied minds that suffuse through the through the ether around here, and it's got a good rumor that there's a lot of these people like out in the grasslands. And why is he going there? Because his company is sending him, because he needs to sell these, because he's got to make his sales quotas.
Amazing. Yep.
But what he's really trying to, personally, he is trying to keep the cog flower turning. I, the player, have absolutely no idea what that means, but we're going to figure it out.
Awesome. This is a great group. Let's take a little break. Let's come back at half past the hour. And we'll come back and we'll put together our caravan because we're all going to be buying and selling stuff as we travel around, probably. And then get going in the Violet City. Sound good? And if there's any touch-ups you want to do to your character while we're up, feel free to do so. I'll see you in 9-ish minutes.
I'm going to make a little tweak before we get started. I
Mhm.
feel like with Coffee Maker and Gwen's Barista, we're stepping on each other a little bit. So I'm going to switch. I re-rolled
Mhm.
my second background trait and I got Phytomancer, which is
Phytomancer.
talk to plants and such not.
Oh,
So
not
I'm gonna,
Phytomancer,
I'm, nah, yeah, not Phytomancer.
the
Yeah,
punch wizard.
yeah.
Cool.
Now the hardest part is finding a picture.
Just poison
Yeah,
ivy,
that's what I
right?
that's what I've been working on for the most part, trying to find a picture.
It's always the hardest part.
I think I found one.
There's just so much in this book. Like I've read through it a half dozen times, and there's still like I turn to a page, I'm like, oh wow, that's a cool table I didn't see before.
There is so much that's cool in this game.
I've read it front to back
Absolutely.
at least 2 or 3 times. I'm still finding new stuff.
Hey, Gwen, I was just telling Mark, I switched out my coffee maker thing because I don't want to be stepping on you too much with your barista thing. No, 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 it's cool. So I just re-rolled and I rolled the background of Phytomancer, which is not Phytomancer as Mark did, but talk to plants and
Light.
make them move for you.
PH
So
Okay.
PHYTO. I love it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That works too. It's totally cool.
Yep, no, no. I was then we all can be slightly unique in our weirdness.
Yeah.
Maximum weirdness.
There's a lot
Weirdness.
of that going on here. The weirdness, I mean.
Um, awesome. So we have all of our heroes. Now we need our caravan that we're going to be traveling in. I think we'll start off there's like a basic caravan setup in here. We'll start with that. But first, can I get someone to roll me? I'll roll a bunch of d20s and find out who our financier is. Find the right pages here. Financier. What page is that? 176.
Is that kind of like our patron?
Yeah, yeah. Who's funding you? Let's see. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 d20s. Okay. Um, yeah, sure, why not? Let's see. Our financier is a metropolitan banker. They want to rebuild an old tech factory. They are from a synthetic machine guild. That makes sense. They they're in a rivalry with a devolved demigodling, and what's their they cannot use gate travel. Oh yeah, that all comes together. Let me find a name. I'm gonna pull off that list.
I was really hoping we were going to be working for a cat.
I mean, the day ain't over. Yeah, Ennui Cheval. That's great. Cool. So there is a caravan page tab on our keeper there. Our financier is Ennui à Cheval. And
Hey, if I could interrupt, Mark, did you make this character keeper, or did you
I
find
did.
it? Or
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
frankly way better than the one we were using when the last time I played.
That is like my number one way to learn a system is to make a character keeper for it. Like there's a lot of bits and pieces here, so I'm going to figure out what all the bits and pieces are by putting that on a list. Yeah, there's a lot of like little math things that I would rather not think about in play. So spreadsheets are good at doing math. That's what we're doing there. Cool. I've got notes here. Put on missions and go. I'll leave that there. I'll keep my own notes for the financier. Let me just do some copy pasting here. But yeah, where's my obsidian? Too many tabs open. There we go. Cool. Our financier is Metropolitan Bank. From the
While Mark is doing that, I know I've played with Gwen before. I don't recall if I've played with either Billy or Joe. I honestly don't recall. I've played with a lot of people with.
I played in. You ran. 99% sure. Did you run Dying Hard on Hard Light Station?
I did.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I've just played with so many people on so many so many different sites. I honestly, some people if I've only played with you like once and it was a couple of years ago, I may not remember you.
Yeah.
And that's partly because like it's partly because like, well, I am bad with names, but even worse, I've got a touch of the face blindness thing, so
yeah.
I'm terrible with names, but I remember faces. So it's this horrible thing of like, I know you, or do I?
I compensate for that by I'm really good at recognizing people's voices. Although it's less effective over like
voice
telepresence. Especially if the audio starts getting clipped because bandwidth becomes scarce.
Okay, so our financier is Henri Acheval. They have given you a loan for 1,000 cash to set up this caravan here. That's going to go in your debt. 1,000. Oh, can I format that as zeros? I'll figure that out later. Cool. So what do we get with a standard caravan? We get a human person to come along with you. We can give them a name. You're going to get a vehicle, which is a classic two-wheel wicker and aluminum covered cart. It's light and tough. And let me roll a d6 to see what its little quirk is. Roll at 4.
And I assume we're going to need to like acquire some sort of creature to haul this cart.
We have 2 creatures too. The cart comes with a plush mascot, and you get 2 pony analogs. I'm going to roll for what those are.
Pony analogs. That's amazing.
Yeah. Ooh, they are.
I was going to say that when I ran last time I ran UVG, we had hyper ponies.
These are just donkeys. They are grazers and will feed themselves as you're traveling, unless it's a bad place.
We had hyper ponies. They were basically horses. It's just that they were kind of like a horse insect hybrid. They had like big dragonfly like compound eyes and. And the guy who sold them to us, like, rumors that these things have an ovipositor that like might and have an ovipositor and like to insert them into humanoids. That is totally a rumor. That is totally a rumor. Not true at all.
Cool. We also get a standard traveler kit with that. 2 sacks of supplies, 3 sacks of trade goods. Ooh, let's find out what those are. Let's roll another 6. Sacks of secondhand pulp literature from the Rainbow Lands. And you get some spare cash left over, 290. Cool. Let me drop some of this in here. 290 spare cash. You got a character. We'll put all of you in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our human traveler. Spelling traveler is still difficult because of that game. Beasts and vehicles. We have a two-wheel cart that has a capacity of how much? 6x. We've got donkey 1 and donkey 2.
And my donkey too.
And your donkey 3, yeah. Was that your donkey has is TBD, right?
TBD. Yep,
Right.
that's him.
Donkey. And we have the 4 of you here. It's Sirena. Oh. Chaz and Phaedred. Great. Do they have a skill? Not really. Cool. There's you have some extra carrying capacity. So your loan has 100% interest. So come the new year, it will be 2,000 to pay them back. We're gonna start in Green Month, I think. Green Month 1, week 1. Each month has 4. Each month has 4 weeks. So there'll be 4 weeks of kind of gross wet travel before the easy months come in. Let's see, missions and goals. So the mission from our financier was to rebuild an old tech company. Or that's not your problem, that's his problem. Great. Sweet. So current location is you're going to start off in the Violet City. You can name your caravan. Cool name here goes goes on line 11. And someone will have to draw a logo at some point or find one and put the URL there. There's also space for a motto. That's a patron. Yeah, and y'all have money of your own, and we have 290 cash here. So if we want to do a little shopping to start off, we can do that to fill out any holes that we have here. So UVG has logistics as part of the fun of the game, keeping track of your cargo, your food, your money, and all that stuff, in which there are spaces for on the caravan sheet. So I'm going to fill out your starting stuff here. Sacks. So the first one is what? A pro hiker kit. Yeah. Pro hiker kit.
Should we come up with a caravan name?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't think of anything clever. I just think of that song Planet Caravan, but that won't. Good song, but
second hand. No sacks. Those are worth each, right? Worth 50. Cool. There's those 3. So you have room in the caravan for an extra sack. So the way that weight works, a sack is about what a person can carry. Sacks are 10 stones. No, 10. There's 3 units of weight. Basically, a sack is like a big thing that you can carry. I think it's a stone is the size of like an item or a weapon, and then coins I think is the other one. A sack is like 2,500 coins or something like that. Great. I think that is, and we'll calculate costs and stuff as we go through there. Yeah. Cool caravan name. What do we have for a cool caravan name?
This, I think, is harder than any part of character creation was.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi game. What's the name of your ship?
Oh, come back next time. I'm going to find a name for your human traveler.
I mean, we could always just like could combine features of our characters and be like, I don't know, the Narco Leisure Coffee Company and ad agency or something.
That does roll off the tongue, I will say.
Does.
We could we could do a backronym, come up with like
Mm.
come up with like a cool phrase, and then figure out the acronym that it means. It's like that episode from like the first season, the first episode of Marvel's Agents of Shield. Like, so what's the name of this? So what's the name of this organization? We're the Strategic Homeland something Interdiction and Logistics Division. And what does that tell you? It tells me that someone really wanted this organization to be called Shield.
I'm going to roll for a random skill for this traveler you got here. See if he got fun. I don't need a 12. 5 out of 10. Greenlander, great.
I'm over on Fantasy Name Generator. I'm looking to see if they've got a
See, they're green.
company name generator that will throw something interesting.
Ooh, they're a soil twined Greenlander. Greenlander name for him. Let's give him a Zistro. There we go. You can name your donkeys as well. Yeah, I think that's what we need. I don't think there's anything else we need for that. So the way caravanning works, it's got a cool travel system. Do I look here or there? It's on the cool GM screen. Cool. So if we have the map on our map tab here, you'll have access to the full map. Nothing's really secret on it, because we don't know everything that's on the map yet. We do know that we are starting at the Violet City, which is on the Circle C. Down on the map is west, so we'll be traveling west towards the Black City. Your own personal goals and desires will determine whether getting to the Black City itself is a goal, or whether you're content to putter around in the grasslands and find stuff there to do. The paths, so this is basically a point crawl. The paths between the major sections are marked off in weeks. So for example, there's two major destinations to go to from the Violet City. There's the Low Road and the High, and the Steppe of the Lime Nomads. One of them takes a week to get to, another one takes 2 weeks to get to. So the basic unit of travel here is the week. And so every week of travel or being in a place, there's a little procedure that we'll go down through, and we'll hit that for sure when we head out for the first time. But we're starting out at a destination, and the destination is the Violet City. So at the destination, there are even a few things to discover here, I think. So the destinations kind of summarize the way the map is. The destinations are the main points. Each destination has several what they call discoveries, which are kind of like sub-locations that you can search for and find. So in each destination, including where you are now, you can look for discoveries. You can do market research, which means you can see what the adjacent destinations, like what things are in need there. So you can buy stuff here and sell stuff there, and make some money on your caravan. And you can buy and sell stuff at the destination, clearly. You can carouse. Carousing is a great way to spend experience points to level up, or to get experience points. To spend money to get experience points and level up, and then fun things can happen there. And you can also do what they call camp actions, which are forage, care, study, hide, and ambush. We're not going to need to do those in the city, so we're not going to worry about them right now. Let's talk a little bit about the Violet City. Bring up my book here. The Violet City. So y'all have traveled to the Violet City from wherever you've come from. And I think I'd like to hear a little bit about where you think you might have come from, or if you are natives of the Violet City. So the sort of geography of the area is there's a big the circle C in the middle of the rainbow lands here. The lands are color coded from red to violet. They each have their own little characteristics, but if you want to look and see what they are, great. If we just want to make stuff up, also great. So yeah, let's start with what's your full name? O. Let's start with O. Yilis. Where is Yilis from, and what brought you to the Violet City?
Knowing nothing about anything here,
Mhm.
I like the idea of being from some part of maybe the Emerald City.
Oh, cool.
So only a couple weeks away, judging by what
Yeah,
the map says.
yeah, about 2 weeks away.
I think that he was there just uh communing with the spirits, as he would call it, dream walking.
Hmm.
Um, and the voice, it basically, I think it kind of leads him on in a way, whatever he hears. So it's like, you got to go to Violet City. It's like some kind of pilgrimage thing. And then when you get there, I'll tell you more about what you got to do. And he kind of just, he falls in with the company. And he's like, well, clearly this is supposed to happen because it's happening. So therefore, it's supposed to.
Clearly, awesome. Let's go to. I'm gonna learn these character names soon. Let's go to Phaedred. Phaedred, where are you from, and what brings you here?
I think Phaedred is definitely from one of the cities of the Decopolis.
Mhm.
Don't know what the names of those individual cities are, but that's from the I think the Decopolis. They're like from the I think in the first edition they said they were from the Orange Lands, but yeah. Anyway, it's from the Decopolis, like the Yellow Lands or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, he was working for a company there, being a advertising engineer, and has just been given an assignment to go west because there are sales prospects out there trying to sell trying to sell our products to the you know to the minds that have been dissociated from bodies that are
Mhm.
presumably floating around out there. Because we've got some great products for them, but they're going to be kind of hard to find, so we're going to need to buy and sell some other stuff on the way.
Two questions. Does your company have a name? And if you don't want to make one up right now, that's fine.
Yes, and I don't know what it is yet.
Great.
I'll figure it out.
Did was it maybe your company that hooked you up with a patron to fund, since they
Oh,
didn't,
I like that. I like that. Yeah,
or
I
is
think
the
it was.
patron part of the company?
Oh, the patron. Oh, yeah, the patron is part of the company.
Interesting. Okay.
Patron is part of the company. That the patron is part of the. It's the uh yeah, it's yeah, the patron is basically it's part of the sales team.
Hmm. Great. Cool. We'll work that in. Let's hear from Serena. Where's Serena from?
Serena is from, again, let's say the Purple Lands, because I'm a Purple Lander,
Yeah.
and I don't know anything of what that means, but sure. And
It seems like they're kind of like fancy, decadent.
that's what the vibe I got, was it? Yeah, from the pictures, the art in that section of the book. So yeah, she's a purple lander where, people actually care about the quality of their coffee.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, she had to kind of leave on short notice due to I don't know, someone put a curse on her, and now these give evil spirits, or rather, they claim they're spirits of justice. But I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They don't seem very nice to me. And so I've been fleeing across the various lands, and I've arrived here, wondering whether I've lost them. Maybe I could set up shop, or
Mm.
become a traveling merchant once again, selling my wares, my services, and hoping that I've lost their trail.
How did Serena meet up with O and Phaedred?
Oh, well, I thought I would imagine that I knew that somebody with Phaedred's way with words would be useful for getting attention to my caravan so that I could get more customers. And I was I don't know. I haven't heard yet from O. So let's say I was really impressed with O's Dio cover. I mean, I don't know what Holy Diver really actually means. I haven't read it. I don't know. Narco-engineer sounded like let's put it this way. It sounded like a neighboring discipline to my coffee fueled body horror techno magic. So I thought
Fantastic.
we might be able to trade, tips.
Cool. Um, Chaz. So Chaz got dropped here through an interdimensional portal from
The path.
to our reality. Where did you get dropped in, and how did you make it to the Violet City?
Yeah, I think so. Chaz is all about fun and plants, apparently. Yeah, he popped up somewhere in the Rainbow Lands. Let's call it the Blue Lands.
Ooh, yeah.
And so he's just been kind of wandering around from like I think see Chad's kind of the classic like guy who's just you find on your couch after things, and so he's been just kind of bumming his way around, and has landed here in the Violet City.
How did Party Time Chaz get roped into this caravan?
Yeah, I think he had worn out his welcome, and he'd been at some cat lord's place, and they basically dumped him here.
You need a job, basically.
Yeah.
Cool. So Chaz is a phytomancer. Uh,
Correct.
did you have that ability before you got transported here, or was that something you picked up here?
No, I think it happened during the transport.
Hmm.
He went through a portal, and afterwards he can hear plants, and he talks with plants now. So
Awesome. Cool.
doesn't really understand what's going on, but figured, why not, right?
Why not? Great. Cool. So we're here in the Violet City. The Violet City is the westernmost point of civilization, basically on the Circle Sea. It's at the end of what they call the Right Road, which is goes around the sea to all the different lands. Um, Humanity's dominions wind down in the purple haze that wreathes the sunrises of this western reach. There's no real roads that lead out westward from here, but there are, there are places for caravans to go. There are well-worn routes to go through. The Violet City itself is a pretty, it is a decadent but vibrant place. It's full of trade and luxury and magic and class disparity. That it is ruled over by cat lords, which are people who carry cats around. And I'm sure that they're totally not controlled by the cats, even though the cats have creepy little human hands. Um, there's all sorts of folks from all over the Rainbow Lands, and from the grasslands come here too, because this is a hub of trade and commerce. Um, so yeah, let's. So before we start out on our trip, I want to kind of hear a little bit about what the city looks like. There's some stuff kind of implied about the city. I want to hear us build a little bit of it. Um, there's so many cool things to choose from here. And also I wanted to give you the opportunity to if we want to buy more things or prepare for the trip in some way, or maybe make an investment or do some of that the market research. We can figure that out here. So let's go back around to O. um that's a good question for this. So what is your like main job in the caravan, do you feel like?
Hmm. What a great question that is. What does he do? Um, I feel like he kind of makes himself useful with kind of foraging
Mm,
plants. Maybe he can help Chaz a little bit in a way. He kind of he lolls around a little bit. I think he's right now, before really getting to know him, I think he's pretty useful because he's got another beast of burden, basically.
mm.
So
Were you brought
he
on because they're like that dude has
they're
donkey?
like, dude, that guy's got a donkey. Do you,
Donkey.
more carry weight is what we need for a long traveling. Um, yeah, I think that I also think that he um it's I want to say it's something to do with maybe old tech stuff. You know, he does know his way around portals and stuff like that. Like
Mm.
he can read portals without having to basically brave them. He can read where they go and where they come.
Interesting. So you have like a navigator seer kind of, but not like a traveler navigator, but a like a spiritual navigator kind of.
Exactly. Yeah, that's at least the way I was leaning.
Cool. That's great. Um, the donkey. Did you? How long have you had or known the donkey? Or did you come across him recently, or is it like something that you've had your whole life?
I think maybe in the last couple years. This
Mm,
not a whole life thing. I think it was you know, he was like on a trip basically, and like, or so he thought, communed with the donkey, so he had his little pilgrimage and he went and found this donkey with this greenish plastic hat, and it took to him. But he calls it TBD because I think that like one big thing is he's been trying to figure out like what this donkey thinks its name is, and
mm,
it's never answered him. So he's like, "All right, I'll keep that for you until you're willing to tell me the
interesting.
your name."
Cool. And what's one person that you've kind of clicked with in the Violet City since you've been there? Someone like
Like from our group or just
just from the city.
hmm. I think I totally found well, let me hold on. Let me check safety just real quick. I found a some kind of drug dealer, I think.
Mm.
Some like sedative dealer or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, awesome. Did you partake with them?
100%. Yeah.
100%. Can I get you to roll a D8 for me?
I can do that. D8, you said?
Yeah.
I got a 3.
A three. Was this person a cat lord? It sounds like maybe.
I'm willing to go with that. Yeah.
Great. Um, let's let's do our first roll. This is going to be an easy test, which means that what are the numbers? Do I have a guide here somewhere? Um, you're going to be rolling. Let's see. This is going to be with what's it going to be with? Hmm, I just read it. Where is it? I think it's just going to be a save, I guess. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, a little paint the scene thing. Rolling on the narcotics table. So this is going to be a so see, you're a narco-engineer, so you're definitely skilled with drugs. So that's a +3 bonus there. Um, and I feel like charisma would work with that because that's kind of a lucky thing. So give me a D20 +5. It looks like
+5. Okay. It's 18.
perfect. Yeah. So this cat lord got you on they called it cat sniff or cat snip. It was like a powdered mushroom that you inhale. I think it kind of it's a euphoric. Um, and what was the setting of this interaction? Your little drug trip with him.
I imagined it almost like a public, like an opium den kind of setup. Like
Nice.
this public house people would go to do their thing.
Yeah, I think they're like the human didn't partake, but the actual cat lord was hanging with you and doing the cat sniff. So yeah, I think you can take a dose of that if you want and put it in your inventory. Cat snip, SNIP.
Sweet. I
Um,
like that very much.
yeah, and if you need to sell it, it's $50 a dose, so no problem.
Ooh.
Cool, cool. Let's talk to who's up next?
I just have to interject the chapter in the book is called "Civilized Debauchery in Shades of Purple."
Yes, so good. Um, I want to hear more about Sirena, I think. Um,
Okay.
Vampire bio-barista.
Mhm.
So you said you kind of like set up little pop-up shops every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I
Um,
have a I don't know, a per-dimensional coffee machine that I carry around in my traveler's pack.
ooh, nice.
I unfold it and boop, 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 unfolds into an espresso machine
Do you want
that
to
runs on blood.
pull that out and keep it as a permanent item there?
I can do that. I'll lower my traveler's kit.
Awesome, fantastic. What type of neighborhood did you set up shop in?
Oh, I usually go for the a neighborhood filled with people that have money and don't know how to use it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for people that I can charm with my delicious coffees and honeyed words.
Mm. Who was the regular that would come by every day?
So,
Or I could roll one up if you
was
want to.
a no, I got it. How about I'll do a there was a hmm, let's go with a there is a fashionista named Diva that is a fish person.
Mm,
And
great.
Diva, the fashionista, would come by and we would chat about all the latest gossip in town or in the neighborhood.
Mhm. Um,
And yeah.
uh, when you say fish person, can you tell me more about what that means?
Oh, let's get weird.
Yeah,
They are literally a hovering 3 or 4 foot long fish
I love it.
that psychically communicates.
Amazing.
And so she kind of swims in wearing different and uh, what's going on?
I think we dropped you a little bit there.
He has also really enjoys my oh oh yes. So yeah, so she comes in with um gossip in town because she is just constantly swimming around and chatting with the neighbors.
Uh, do you ever drink her blood?
You know, I tried once and I've discovered that I'm not into seafood.
I love it.
I think that's why we work, you know?
Yeah,
She's off the table.
no
She's not on the
expectation.
menu anymore. So it's like, oh, we can be.
That's awesome. Um, cool. Chaz. Um, so you did you say you were staying with the cat lord and got kicked out? Is that what the deal was there?
Yeah, I think he'd come in uh kind of like partying and stuff with maybe some of the cat grooms and the people that hang out
Mm.
serving the cat lord, and he'd kind of been crashing at their place,
Ooh.
and so yeah, that's so maybe unbeknownst to the cat lords, but when they found out, they um I think Chaz has a very high aura,
Mhm.
and I think one of the issues is that he resisted falling under the thrall of the cat lords.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and that's why they ended up punting him to be like, go away, join the caravan and go west, young man, or east, young man, actually, isn't it?
Oh,
West, east.
yeah. Um, I see you have some brassy cogs from a soul mill. And I assume you got them after after you got transported. Um, are those from the Violet City or from outside somewhere?
He found them just on his travels,
Mhm.
between the Blue Lands and the Violet City. So
Were you traveling alone or with someone else?
I think mostly alone. I think Chaz has a way of sometimes wearing out his welcome.
Hmm.
Um, he can be a bit of a freeloader.
Who's the traveler that like arrived in the Violet City with you? They kind of like said like, oh yeah, this is the place to be.
Um, let's say the um there was a uh one of the Lime Nomads from the grasslands that had been out on like a um oh, what do you call it when they go out to sow their oats before they go back
Like
to
a Springer kind
yeah,
of.
something like that. Yeah. So yeah, before before they went back to the steps, they told him, you got to check this place out.
What kind of token of their home did he leave you with?
Um a How about a he has a little potted plant that
Nice.
it's some sort of something that grows in the steppe,
Mhm.
and he just keeps it with him everywhere.
Fantastic. I love it. And yeah, and Phaedred. Phaedred. Yeah, go ahead and put that plant in your items if you like to. So many good things. Um, who was the contact they sent you to meet in the Violet City?
um, the contact I was sent to meet was one of the cat lords. Um, Her name was her name was um her name was Princess Fluffy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um,
She is she's like a long-haired, you know, white long-haired, like, Persian looking cat,
mm-hmm.
cat lord. But of course we had to meet with her handlers because
Of course.
cats don't actually directly communicate with people. They
Mm-hmm.
communicate through their psychic connection with their staff.
Yeah. So Princess Fluffy is a trader, like a what you call
Trader
it?
with a D.
Yeah, the person who arranges trades and stuff. um, when when she met you in like the little corporate apartment they put you up in, what gift did she bring you as a token of goodwill for a future um, business?
Um, I think she presented me with I think she brought like a her people brought in like a pot of hot tea and
Mm,
some, and like basically a full tea service. They had
awesome.
already prepared some tea and, like poured it, and the idea was, they also gave me like, they also gave me like, box of tea, and I got to keep the teapot and basically I got to keep the tea set.
Cool. Go ahead and add that to your items.
Okay.
A tea set. Got an espresso machine and a tea set. Fantastic. Um, cool. So,
And I'm sure this tea had some kind of like weird property.
mhm, mhm.
Oh, and I'm oh, and whatever it was like violet. It was like, vaguely lavender in color.
Yeah, it's a dark, oily violet. Yeah, I think it's like not like a super statement, but it gives you focus. Yeah.
It made yeah. It's highly caffeinated tea.
Hmm. Hmm. Great. So, you're going to be setting out soon. There are a few choices we can make here. Um, would you like to? Would anyone like to do the market research thing? I don't know how that works yet, but I'm eager to.
I will 100% do some market research. That seems rather up my alley.
Cool. Let's see how market research works. Uh,
I mean, I have the book. Would you like me to look that up, or
yeah, if you give me a page reference or somewhere around there.
I think that's toward the end.
172. There we go. Um, do you want to spend a day or a week doing that?
You
How
know,
expensive is the research?
I think I'm gonna do. I think this is like before we've assembled everything. So if it's okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna take a week to do this.
Yeah, cool, cool. So go ahead and roll me a chain of three linked. See, great. Um, yeah, give me three d20s then.
Three d20s. Am I adding anything to these,
No,
or
these
is it
are
just
the sequential rolls.
sequential rolls? Okay. So the first straight d20 roll is an 8. Again, do I like add charisma or something to this, or
Nope,
do
these
we
are
not add anything?
straight rolls, I think, right now.
Straight roll. Okay. That is an 8.
Cool. Um, what's our next one?
I'm sorry. Did you say roll another one, or are you
Yeah,
loading
yeah,
stuff up?
yeah. I'm gonna need
Roll a second.
three, yeah, altogether.
Another d20 is a 4.
Ooh, okay. And our last one,
15.
nice, cool. Um, trade good. Cool. Let me roll one of these here real quick. Oh, is there more? No. Let's see, let me roll a d6 and a d10. Fantastic. So the princess um, goes and talks to some of her people, brings back some contact for you to talk to, spend a week schmoozing. Um, and let me get the map here. And so they've kind of given you the layout of land. This person was a vampire wine merchant slash trader, and so they have some information about uh, some of the. I'm going to need to do some rolls to see which ones are which. So some of the adjacent places here. So let me roll 3 of these here. Great. So they trade a lot with the steppes of the Lime Nomads. It's not a particularly profitable trade. They do some volume, but it's basically just it's not a big business. It's trading different brands and vintages and stuff. Where the real money is if you go out there past to the porcelain citadel, they are just flush with vampire wine, and they can't get rid of it enough. It comes from the Redlands, so it kind of like comes in through the right road into the Violet City. They do some like arbitrage there, but Porcelain Citadel is kind of like where it all gets dumped after that. People just kind of bring it there and trade their excess off. Where
So Porcelain Citadel. So vampire wine is cheap in the Porcelain Citadel.
Vampire wine is cheap in the Porcelain Citadel. Where the big money is on the Trail of Vamish Dreams. They cannot get enough of the stuff. So prices for vampire wine is high in the Trail of Vamish Dreams, which is 4 weeks out. And vampire wine is available in the Violet City for 100 cash per sack, basically.
But it's cheaper than that. It's cheaper than that at Porcelain Citadel.
It is cheaper than that in the Porcelain Citadel.
Well, we will keep that in mind. Maybe if and when we go through the Porcelain Citadel, maybe we'll pick some up there cheap and sell it a week away.
Yeah. Make that note. Great. What about the rest of y'all? Would you like to look around for nearby other interesting places? You can also do market research. We can do some buying and selling. You can spend some money carousing if you want to. Or you can just chill for a week before heading out.
I think sure. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think if I was partaking with my new friend, of course, and their servants, they would be able to point me to some way to possibly buy a pre-owned power, like a spell, basically? I'm reading a little bit of it as you go.
Yeah. What are you interested in here?
So I was looking at a power called I was just looking at like a 1 power thing called Highway Cruiser on page 106. It says, summon a driver daemon from the noosphere and bind it to your vehicle or steed for a day. Lo, the chariot now drives itself. Hopefully the daemon understands your language to enable voice commands.
I love it. That's great. So let me see, where do we get albums of power? That's super cool. So yeah, they can definitely find someone that can teach you that. You're already a wizard.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that it is in the form of so I looked at on page 104, there's like a
Gaining the new power
chart thing.
Mhm.
And I was thinking it takes the form of a basically a haunted paperback book.
I love it. Yeah. What's the title of the book? Or is that the title of the book?
Um, I think it's called 666 Ways to Nowhere.
Fantastic. Go ahead and write that down in your items there. I think they're gonna it's gonna cost 50 to get that.
Yeah, yeah. I was willing to pay for a used one.
Yeah,
I still need a little bit of cash.
yeah. It's a fantastic power.
I think Serena would be bartering her coffee brews and gossip for collections of synthetic blood.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, so there's that beverage that's available. Costs 20, I don't know what that symbol is, euros. I don't know what the
Cash.
currency.
Yeah,
It
cash.
looks kind of like a euro symbol, but anyway, 20 cash, a fine Redland bottle for surgery, or to feed a vampire for a week.
Ooh, nice.
I think to stash a few of those.
Awesome.
I'm just looking through the other weird, interesting things I can
And you buy
collect.
authentic hands. Yeah, cool. So yeah, those take up a slot each.
Okay.
So go ahead and take as many as you can afford. What's Chaz getting up to?
We're gonna carouse.
Carouse, awesome.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, fantastic.
I've been reading the table. Why not start at a great disadvantage?
Yeah,
So
love it. So let me refresh on how we do that here. Oh, is there a special carousing one for just the
there is, on
page 16 there?
I was going to say there's like every location has just about every location has its own carousing table.
Fantastic. Oh, I love it. That's great. That's so good. Cool. Helps treasure go away. Let's see. So you have 100 cash right now. So that would be ooh, interesting. So roll me a d6. There we go. That's the way to do it.
Yep. Let's see. 3.
3. So carousing is going to cost you 300, which is going to put you 200 in debt, which I believe there is a spot for
Excellent.
on your heroes there. Is there? I remember putting debt on there somewhere, right? Burdens, friends, enemies, likes, debt. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be 200 debt for you. So you'll have to make that up before coming back to town. And roll plus charisma.
All right. Which is 0.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a D20, right?
It is a D20. Yep.
20.
Oh, so tell me what the nature of your carousing was.
Let's see. I think because he was being kicked out of the house, several of the cat lord servants and they went partying in I don't know, just I'm not being very weird, but I was just thinking they were just bar hopping all around. I think actually in the Portal City, you can instead of bar hopping like we would, they can use there are portals they can use to pop in and out of different dimensions so instead of bar hopping, they're hopping from dimension to dimension to dimension to dimension to all of these different like party locations, right? So
Great. When you wake up from your debauchery, you find yourself in possession of a whole cart of bananas. 8 sacks full of bananas are worth 50 each, and a surprisingly intelligent ape named Ananas, who is an accountant who is happy to join your caravan.
Bananas?
Ananas.
Ananas.
Is it named after their favorite food, right?
Uh-huh.
Bananas. I want ananas. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
the cool thing is that we have 8 sacks of bananas to can we fit 8 sacks of bananas?
You got a cart full of bananas, so you got an extra cart as well.
Nice.
You're going to have to figure out a way to take the cart with you, unless you just want to sell them here. But yeah, you partied yourself into a little windfall there.
Wow. Hey, maybe we can buy. Hey, maybe we can use some of our. Maybe we can use some of our caravan funds to like buy another donkey or two
Yeah,
to haul the other cart.
cool.
That's true because it
Either
does.
that or I can summon my demon to drive it for us.
Ooh, that's true. Normal speed. I am going to give over responsibility for maintaining the caravan page to you all. So I've preloaded it with all the stuff that we have now, I think. Yeah, there's plenty of space to put more sacks and carts and cargo and whatnot. Beasts and vehicles are on there. And we will figure out what the cost and supply is for the travel there. But it sounds like we are all set to go up, unless you want to hang out in the Violet City for more time. But that'll start counting as needing to pay for food and whatnot. So where?
I don't know. I was contemplating going carousing myself.
Oh, you want to spend some more time carousing?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind doing 'cause I did the market research and that was kind of boring, but
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're part and parcel, right?
I want to have some fun. So like again, remind me how the carousing rules work because
So
I've never actually used them.
awesome. So you're going to roll a d6 to find out how much the carousing costs. If you can't afford it, that will be a debt that you have.
Okay.
And then you'll roll a d20 on plus charisma
Okay.
on the
Got
carousing
it.
table.
So it's D6 times 10, and that's how much money we owe, or is it just
d6 times 100.
Ooh, okay. Okay, why? What the hell? And of course I rolled a 6.
And this die explodes, so roll another d6.
Oh dear. Oh, that's a 4.
Cool. So that's
that means I somehow spent 1,000 cash, even though I only had 100.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, people in front of you. Yeah, maybe this was part of the market research, and you're like buying people drinks and taking
Buying
people out
people
to dinner.
drinks, or like they brought like they got me. I'm in a high stakes poker game.
The other thing though that's good about that is you get the equal amount of XP
Yes.
that you spent in money. So you basically just got 10,000 or 1,000.
I just got 1,000 XP for this.
Yep.
although I now owe somebody 900 XP, 900 gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless of course I find a windfall, which is also possible.
Yeah, Chaz, also make sure to mark that XP down.
We do have those
Okay,
bananas. So
You have bananas. Okay, so let me do that right now. So here, so I got 1,000 experience points.
And if
So
you put that in your experience box, that should automatically calculate your new level and whatnot.
I am now level 2.
Hey. When you level up, you can gain a new trait, improve a trait from skilled to expert. You can increase an ability score by 1, and that's pretty much it for now.
Okay.
But first, let's roll on the carousing table and see
Let's see what happens.
And this is a d20 plus charisma.
D20 plus charisma. Okay, my charisma is 1, so I'll roll a D20 plus 1. That is a 12.
12. Your table dancing routine is the talk of the townships. So you made quite an impression with whatever you were doing on your business dates there.
Fantastic.
But hey, you got yourself some XP.
I got a whole lot of XP and a whole lot of debt. Where do I put debt down? Does that go?
Debt is farther down on lines 103 to 105.
103.
If you add,
here we are.
Add your XP and on line 16 there, it will automatically calculate your new level and max life.
Yep, that I did. That I already did. So I owe 900.
So we are going to have to figure something out with these bananas before we go, because it's actually 8 full sacks of bananas, and our cart can only carry 6 total sacks of stuff.
Oh, can we
so
sell
either
them?
we need to
We gotta be able to sell them.
Oh, I read
be.
it as a cart of bananas. So you have a cart full of the bananas.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I thought you said 8 sacks.
Yeah, so
It
there's 8
does.
sacks in the cart.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So we need to either. So I'm with uh pronounce your name again, Mike.
Phaedred.
Phaedred. I'm with Phaedred that having another cart is good because that means as we go along we can get more stuff to trade. So do we want to look at spending what does it cost to get us like a donkey or something to pull the cart?
Great question.
Then we can just take it with us and we could sell all them bananas out there.
Let's see.
And how much are bananas worth? And for that matter, how much are bananas worth here?
Well,
it says 50 cash each
sack. Yeah.
Pony, mule, or camel will cost you 70 cash.
Easy peasy.
Boom, boom.
Let's get a camel. So I think
like
we
the
need
camel idea.
So I think we probably need some form of agreement because this is going to come out of the caravan's cash reserves. So
I like the camel idea as well.
I like the camel idea.
So I was in the Sahara for a couple weeks last year and ran into many camels. They are so soft. They're like bunny soft. They're so soft. I can't believe how soft they are. They look like they're kind of like bristly, but
Camels? You mean real camels?
Real camels, yeah.
Yeah, but they also smell surprisingly bad.
Yeah, but they're cute. So and ornery.
Just don't piss them off because they spit at you.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. I did also unknowingly wind up eating some camel at one point, which was I thought it was like goat or something, and it was not.
Yeah, I haven't eaten them. I rode on one, but I haven't eaten one.
Yeah, I rode on one at the Mos Espa set.
I rode on one.
Tunisia?
Yeah.
That sounds cool. I got
That's
to ride
amazing.
around one there on the
awesome.
pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Really cool.
I've got a photograph on my mantle. When my kid was 15, they did an exchange. They did a Rotary International exchange to India, and they did a travel thing, and they were in I forget the name of the desert, but they were in a desert in India, like northern India, and there's a photograph of them riding a camel.
Nice.
All right, I'm adding cart with camel.
Fantastic.
To our beasts and vehicles. I'm assuming the capacity is 8 because it's got 8 sacks of bananas in it. Is that?
Yes. And so the carts are 8 sacks. 8. Yeah. 8 sacks of bananas. Wow. I misread what that was. Great. Yeah. So the cart.
Or maybe it was the cart, and maybe Ananas had like a cart full and then 2 extra sacks.
Yep.
Because a person can carry a sack.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, and that's right. And Ananas is and Ananas has and Ananas has joined our party.
Yeah, Ananas is your accountant now.
He is our accountant. Excellent.
I think carts only actually have a 2 capacity, so maybe it was like, I've got all these extra bananas. I don't know what to do with them. So you could sell some off before you leave. You don't have to carry them with you.
Yeah, then I guess I think we should take what we can with us because we could sell it. And maybe for me, I can't believe we wouldn't get more money for bananas out in the steppe, or somewhere wherever we go. So should we? So I guess you're saying a cart has 2 sacks worth.
A cart can carry 2 sacks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not
a capacity 6; it's a capacity 2. Got it.
Over here on sack 5, I just listed all the bananas off, but those are sacks of bananas.
So why don't I'll sell 6 of the sacks.
Cool.
Here, Um,
I'll put 2 sacks
yeah.
in the cargo there. Great.
Okay, so we got a camel. So that's coming out of the, or did it already come out of the cache for the caravan?
We
Uh,
have not taken it out of the cache yet.
yeah. So the camel was 70, and then if you're selling 3 or 6 sacks, that's 300. So you're up to 30, I think. So go ahead and adjust your cash accordingly. Brings it to 520, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
520.
520.
Math. This is a
Look
math.
at that. Halfway to
Yeah.
paying off our debt.
Yeah, look at that. Or a quarter of the way because your debt's 2,000.
Oh,
100% interest rate, I
hmm
guess.
Yep. Great, great. There's that. There's that. There's that. You've got your ape. So cool.
I put the ape down under I put him under where it says friends. So
Cool. How is so we've got, let's see, got those sacks. Um, Capacity 6. Great. The cart with the camel is carrying those. That cart's carrying your other stuff there. How are the rest of you traveling? On foot? Or do you have mounts? Donkey counts as a mount if you want to ride them, I
that's a
guess.
very good question. What are the amount options? I'm looking.
Um,
Rides. Here we are, 82. Undead. Oh, well, gosh. Had I known, I would have saved up for a zombie porter.
those will slow you down, but yeah, that's
but they don't eat much.
they don't eat. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you're probably also going to want some extra supplies just in case, so you can.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely want supplies.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we have to track that stuff.
Yep.
This is not your PBTA game.
Nope.
No hand waving here.
All right, well, let's load up some of our. Do we have any more space on the cart for supplies here?
Beasts of burden.
So right now the cargo is there we go.
Burden beast, magnificent shaggy creatures, biomantically engineered to positively enjoy lugging having goods for humans. Level 5, capacity 4. That sounds expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's using 4 out of 6. This is using 2 out of 2. And your human is riding one of the donkeys. And one of the donkeys is pulling that cart.
So is it?
Oh, it does
is
say
it one beast per cart?
So looking here, it does say cart, coach, or wagon. Wains of this type operated like level 4, capacity 6. Requires a draft animal. Adventuring hand cart. So an adventuring hand cart is just a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I think right now O is the only one with a mount. If you want to ride donkey.
Yeah, I think me and TBD are pretty tight, so
Yeah.
I think he will allow me to to catch a ride.
I think I'm just a walking.
Yeah,
Cool.
me too.
All right.
Just walking.
I do have to say, the last time I played Ultraviolet Grasslands, there was one point where my character was a barbarian, and there was one point where we found a two-wheeled auto golem. It was basically a motorcycle.
That's great.
So yeah, so yes, she was like a barbarian with a freaking giant like rune sword, riding a motorcycle across the trackless ultraviolet grasslands. It
And
Why
was
is that
freaking awesome.
why is that the coolest thing I've ever heard in my entire life?
amazing. Um, cool. We are almost at time now, so I think we've got our stuff set up. Would you like to choose a destination, and we'll start off on our journey next time?
I'm thinking Lime Nomads just because they seem to like want to buy stuff.
Cool. And you someone had a contact with one of the Lime Nomads before, right?
Yep.
Was that
Yep.
Chaz?
Chaz.
Chaz, great.
Works.
Cool. So caravan, current destination, step Lime Nomads. And that will take you 1 week of travel. Or not 2 weeks of travel, right?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks of travel. Great.
We'll need to buy, so we will need to buy supplies.
Yeah, you will need to buy supplies.
They are 10 Voyager supplies are 10 cash a sack. So
How long does that
And-
last? A week?
Well,
a week. Yeah.
For one person?
and
Yep.
how much? Yeah. So one sack is like enough food for one person for a week.
Yep, that's right.
So we need one sack for everybody.
Yeah. And animals can graze.
Okay.
So
Which means we'll need 6 sacks because we also have Zirso and Ananas with us.
mm-hmm.
we'll need
We'll need 6 sacks of supplies for this journey.
we
And,
need 12 sacks. It's a 2 week.
Oh, we need
Right.
12 sacks. That's true.
I don't
here's
even
a
think
que-
how would we even carry 12 sacks?
Great
Well,
question.
each of us can add. Can we carry a sack?
I think each of you can carry a sack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So add it to your. I went through the list real quick and just grabbed that synth blood I mentioned, but I also grabbed a couple things like some robes and a crossbow
Fantastic.
and some
Yep.
snake oil and
Yeah,
but
probably
I
do
don't
the
think I don't think I need the Voyager supplies because I'm a vampire, so I went with this 2 weeks of synth blood instead.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
That's okay with you.
That's fine.
Yeah. I trust everyone to do
How much is one sack? Or is there a
10.
10.
10.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I
Okay.
think we're
Cool.
good
Cool.
for
Yeah,
our
I might
for
do a
travel.
I might do a little looking at
Tinkering?
like equipment stuff and
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
me too.
powers
Yeah.
because I'm a wizard and don't have any spells. Need to figure out how those work.
Cool. Yeah, feel free over the week to look at stuff, and if you need to make adjustments to the sheet, I trust everyone, so that's all good.
Cool.
Awesome. And so next week we'll set off for the steps of the Lime Nomads. Woo! Getting on the road.
Yay.
Awesome.
This
Fantastic.
is awesome.
Let's wrap up with some stars and wishes, and let's go in. Let's just go in character keeper order. So, Gwen, why don't you kick us off?
So I mean, there's so much weird in this, and I really appreciate and kind of applaud all of you for just jumping right in. I mean, what can I say? I mean, we've got, Billy, your holy diver, necro-engineer. I mean, that's just amazing. I love that you were willing to go out and experience the cat snip. It was lovely. Um, you know, uh, I mean, this just gets stranger and stranger. I mean, I loved your advertising engineer spiel, Mike. That was really fun. And I mean, Mark, this is just you've made something that I think I would have been overwhelmed by this trying to look through the book.
Mhm.
I would have felt a little too lost. I'm like, I'm not high enough to get this. But you helped me navigate it. I really appreciate that. So my wishes are I look forward to feeling in the groove. I haven't really felt like I found my groove yet in this game, but
Mhm.
in time.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Billy.
Excuse me. Yeah, everybody did such a good job. Like, I was reading through the book quite a bit, and I don't think that it prepared me in the slightest for the stuff that people came up with, which is great, and that's a compliment, big time. Um, I really love the the guy who like was sent here. I love that bit very much. And then I can only imagine the whiplash you would receive showing up in a place like this. Um, of course, the vampire bio-barista is amazing. I love the just the picturing of like pulling out your equipment and setting up like a tent or a table or something. It's super cool. And as somebody who for a couple years did study marketing and stuff, the marketing guy triggered me in a very very nice way. It was a lot of fun to listen to, and I could picture it probably uncannily well. So I'm super excited. I have been stuck, not really stuck, but I've been playing a lot of story games for the past couple of years now. So something like this kind of, I hate using the word crunchy, but something like that is this is going to be really interesting. That mixed with the insanity that just is this game, it seems like is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. Any wishes?
Uh, yeah, I would. I'm really excited to see the characters kind of interact with each other in a way because there seems to be so much kind of front-ended bookkeeping
Mhm.
almost. So it'll be interesting to see that. And yeah, my wish is I really want to kind of I want my character to kind of connect with another character. I was trying to kind of feel my way, and I think I feel the same way Gwen does, where I haven't felt settled yet thinking about my character. So usually I do that by picking another player and kind of latching with them a little bit and working that way. So I'm really excited to find that out, and that's a wish.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Joe.
Yeah. So no, I just everybody's characters are pretty awesome. Really awesome actually, and I'm just looking forward to just getting into it. And I'm also actually shockingly a little I'm not bouncing off the crunch like I was. I'm actually kind of enjoying the idea of the constraints that it puts on you around like, we have to keep track of this stuff. That's kind of a weird mini game in its own way, and so I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, from a real wishes, just yeah, I'm just ready. Interacting with each other and kind of how that all pans out and plays out and everything, and then just getting ready for the weird. I'm ready for the weird.
Awesome.
Here and ready for the weird.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo a lot of what other people said. Just these are just such like incredibly weird, but at the same time evocative characters. Like Luka Regic has just I think he's done a really phenomenal job with this setting, and having this like weird non-canonical setting where, I mean, this is the third time I've played in an Ultraviolet Grasslands, and it already off the bat, it's qualitatively different than either of the previous iterations I've played in. Um, this is the first time I've played with the synthetic dream machine actual character creation mechanics, and it really does a great job of like making weird characters, like rolling on the tables. I had no idea what I was gonna do coming in here, and like rolling on the tables and like the pick lists and whatnot. Like, yes, of course I am playing an advertising engineer who's also a wizard. Of course, makes total sense. And traveling with all these people, it's just like it's everyone's just got such a great character. So stars all around for everyone, just kind of like jumping into the deep end of the weird pool. Um, and like everyone doing like those lovely little vignettes, and yeah, just yeah, just everything was like I think everyone just had like a really cool character. My big wish is I want to see how these characters actually start interacting with each other, and like have some kind of like party cohesion, and see what it's like once we start bouncing off each other, once we exit the Violet City and head off 2 points west.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited. Y'all are great to play with. Um, you made some wild characters. I can't wait to see how they all do that. Like, yeah, in chat, I was like, this is the less weird version of the character creation. There's another one called uh, what is it? Eternal Return Key that has like it is more bonkers if you can imagine that. Um, yeah, but this is great. Um, the it is intimidating for real. Like I said, like I've read through this several times. I'm still like just barely hanging on to what's going on. But yeah, I think it's like there's just so much stuff, but it also is kind of a because of the like anti-canon and kind of very it's super crunchy and tight, but also loose in a way. So I think that's going to make it a lot easier. And there's just so many like fun random tables and stuff to roll on. That's great. And I think one of the a wish for myself is I think I play with a lot of newer players sometimes that need like a little bit more management, and I think like uh, releasing the responsibility of like y'all keep track of your caravan. I'm not going to do math and stuff for you. I think that's going to make my job easier, which is going to make it more fun for everyone. I think that seeing the character keeper actually hit the start of play has given me a little bit of a good feeling there, like, oh, okay, this is actually working and doing some of the math there, which is also good, and kind of seeing like where things might need to be adjusted. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see travel. Um, and yeah, this is way crunchier than any game I've played in a while, just like resource tracking wise. And I think that's the like that feels like that's the pivot of like that's where a lot of the sort of drama and story is actually going to come from like managing resources, which is a weird concept to me. Kind of like how like Eve Online, which is just a spreadsheet, generates all these stories. So I'm eager to see that. And wishes for me just to kind of like get more comfortable with all the things. I have like a PDF and the physical book here, so I'm like flipping between two different things. Um, and yeah, just wish to see what happens next. I'm really excited to see that. Cool. Anything else before we stop the recording? Awesome. We'll see the recording people next time. Goodbye, internet.